Hey everyone, this is John Garafano from Reactive Training Systems. There are a lot of people out there right now that can't make it to their gyms because the coronavirus has closed their gyms. So if you're out there and you're impacted, one of the things you might want to consider is building a home gym. Well, I'm here today to talk about how to do that. The first thing I want to say is if you're hesitant right now to build a home gym, just consider that a lot of athletes have built their strength on very minimal setups. So if you're hesitant, well, you really just need 6 things. The first thing is you need a power bar. The second is you will need Olympic weights. Third, you'll need a power rack or squat stands. You'll need a flat bench, a deadlift platform, and some sort of gym flooring. If you can get those 6 things, you'll be able to at least do all of your competition lifts and maybe some of the small variations in tempo and range of motion. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. When purchasing a power bar, I recommend getting something that's as close to IPF specs as possible. So that's something around 20 kilos or 44 to 45 pounds, 2.2 meters in length, between 28 to 29 millimeters in diameter, and something that has IPF markings on the knurling, so again, it feels similar to you in terms of what you've been doing for training or in competition. You also might want to get something that has minimal width too. For weights, try to get something that is cast iron, basic, but again, if you can afford more expensive options, that would be great, but if you're on a budget, basic cast iron will do just fine. For a rack, a basic 4-post rack will be fine. You can also get squat stands. The key is to make sure that the power rack and the squat stands don't move and can support your weights while you're training on it, and also have safety attachments. For a flat bench, try to get as close to IPF specs as you can, but keep in mind that there are a lot of options on the marketplace. For a deadlift platform, I think a couple of pieces of plywood and some horse stall mat will do just fine and be cheap and protect your flooring. For those of you who are used to training in a gym where you might have a workout partner and/or spotters, you might want to consider setting up your squat stands or power rack to help you in case you fail a lift. Think about safety. Don't be one of those people who gets caught under a squat or a bench and can't get out of it. So the first thing I recommend is that when you squat, try to find your bottom position and a rack position that helps you so that if you do get stuck, you can bail on the weight and still be safe. For bench, you might want to practice setting the face savers so that, again, if you do fail, you can collapse your arch on your bench if you have an arch, and the bar will hit the safeties and you're still safe. Practice bailing on light weights too. Take your squat, take your bench, and practice just bailing with just the bar so that you make sure that you can get out of a squat. Again, if you're training alone, the last thing you want to do is be caught under a bar and not be able to get out of it. So now let's talk about where to buy this equipment. The first thing that I recommend for everyone is to start with a budget. Once you figure out your budget, then you can use websites like Garage Gym Reviews to figure out what kind of build you could get with your budget. In fact, the site has a home gym builder where you can put in your budget and be able to see what you can get. You can also take a look at other builds and get some ideas. If you're also in the market to purchase new equipment, what you can do is go direct to the manufacturer versus a third-party reseller, and you can often save a lot of money doing that. Many of those sites also have home gym builders and home gym kits that you can buy. But also, keep in mind that you can save a lot of money by going on the used market. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or other classifieds, you can often find used gym equipment really cheap. My first set of plates, I got a steal for when I bought them used. When I first started my home gym, I got a lot of equipment that was used from people that just wanted it out of their homes. And I started with a very basic commercial squat rack that someone didn't want that was collecting dust, a basic set of cast iron plates, and a basic power bar. I built a very small deadlift platform, and I was able to train like that for 2 years on very minimal equipment. And over time, I've built my home gym up. I bought a 6-post power rack, I bought competition calibrated plates, more power bars and specialty bars, boards, bands, and other equipment like that. But I didn't start out that way, and it's very possible for you to start out with the very minimal setup that I recommended today. Now, if you can't put a home gym in where you currently live, just know that Jim Ellie from Reactive Training Systems is putting together a video on how to do a basic bodyweight workout. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks, everyone.